A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a groundbreaking revelation, two prominent Israeli human rights organizations, Selom and Physicians for Human Rights Israel, PHRI, have publicly accused the Israeli government of committing genocide in Gaza. This accusation, made on July 28, 2025, marks a significant moment in the ongoing conflict, as it represents the first time that local Jewish-led organizations have labeled Israel's military actions as genocidal during the nearly two-year-long war. The report, titled Our Genocide, outlines the systematic destruction of Gaza's healthcare system and the severe humanitarian crisis facing the Palestinian population. The allegations have reignited a contentious debate within Israel and the international community regarding the nature of its military actions in Gaza, which began in response to a deadly attack by Hamas on October 7, 2023. The report comes at a time when the conflict has drawn widespread condemnation from international human rights groups, with claims that Israel's military offensive has led to extensive civilian casualties and a humanitarian disaster. The International Court of Justice is currently hearing a case filed by South Africa against Israel, alleging genocide. However, within Israel, the government has largely refrained from addressing these allegations, citing the historical context of the Holocaust and the ongoing threat posed by Hamas. Guy Shalev, the director of PHRI, emphasized the significance of the report, stating that accusations of genocide are often dismissed as anti-Semitic or biased. By presenting these claims from within Israeli society, the organizations aim to confront the prevailing narrative and encourage a more honest acknowledgement of the situation in Gaza. The report highlights the systematic dismantling of essential services such as healthcare, clean water, and food supply, which the organizations argue are acts of genocide as defined by international law. The Israeli government, on the other hand, has rejected these allegations, asserting that it is engaged in a legitimate military campaign against Hamas, which it accuses of using civilians as human shields. Israeli officials have characterized the conflict as an existential battle for survival, arguing that their actions are in compliance with international law. This stance has led to a stark division in public opinion, with many Israelis supporting the military offensive while others express growing concern over the humanitarian implications. The reports from Selom and PHRI echo findings from other international rights organizations, including Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, which have similarly condemned Israel's actions in Gaza. The rights groups have been unable to enter Gaza during the conflict, relying instead on testimonies, documents, and consultations with legal experts to substantiate their claims. The accusation of genocide is particularly sensitive in Israel, a nation founded in the aftermath of the Holocaust. The term carries profound historical weight, and many Israelis have been raised with the promise that such atrocities would never be repeated. As a result, the notion that their government could be perpetrating similar acts against another population is met with deep resistance. As the conflict continues, the humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire, with reports of widespread destruction and loss of life. The rights groups have called on the international community to take action to protect Palestinian civilians and to hold Israel accountable for its actions. They argue that silence in the face of such allegations only perpetuates the suffering of the victims. The ongoing debate within Israel regarding the war and its implications has been further complicated by the issue of hostages, with many Israelis focused on the fate of those still held captive by Hamas. This focus has, in many ways, overshadowed broader discussions about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the moral implications of Israel's military strategy. As the situation evolves, the need for a critical examination of the conflict and its impact on both Israelis and Palestinians has never been more pressing. The allegations of genocide made by Selom and PHRI represent a pivotal moment in the narrative surrounding the war, challenging the prevailing perceptions and urging a re-evaluation of the actions taken by the Israeli government in Gaza. The international community's response to these allegations will be crucial in determining the future of the conflict and the prospects for peace in the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.